Hi, my name is David, and I'm going to walk you through how I solved the CSWP practice problem 11.12. So first off, it says use the start part for the basic shape if you prefer. But when I opened the start part, I didn't really find it very helpful. It wasn't the way I would think about approaching this problem. So I'm going to just do this from scratch. And to start for us then, we're going to create this basic rectangle shape, which has this dimension 100, and then the length here is going to be 170. It may seem like 170 is not quite getting you out to the ends, but remember these parts right here are the jutted out parts of the cylinders, like this part right here. So if you want to go look at the length of the rectangle, that's the 170. And then for the diameters of these circles, this one is definitely a diameter of 40. This one, it doesn't show the diameter, but because of this TYP, the typical, that diameter is also going to be matched to be 40 as well. And then the middle one is 30, and then the inner one is 10. Okay, so let's get started. Oops. We'll go over here in the top plane, create a center rectangle with dimensions 100 and 170. And then I'm going to create some center lines to help out. Notice that trick. If you want a vertical and a horizontal center line, you can start from above, go into the origin, and then out of the origin, and that way you can stay in the center line tool without having to stop a center line. That's kind of a cool little thing. Save a little time. Of course, I just wasted it by talking about it. Okay, so let's create a circle with diameter 40, and then we'll go ahead and just do the 30 and the 10 as long as we're at it. Okay, looking good there. Okay, and so now we have to locate exactly where this is. We know it's on the horizontal, and we locked it onto that horizontal, but how far is it from the origin to the center? And for that clue, we can look at how this right here, so this is going to be centered between the rectangle, between this side of the rib and this side of the rib. So if we kind of look from the origin out to this line right here is half of 130, so that's going to be 65. And then from the origin out to the end of the rib is going to be half of 170, so that's going to be 85. So then the thickness of this rib is going to be 20. So then half of that would be 10, which would put you right in the middle. So basically if we take the 65, which will get you out to the rib, plus 10, that will get you right to the center of this circle. And there's a symmetry that's going on, so we're actually going to use a mirror to create this other circle. It's going to have the same diameter as this one anyway. All right, so let's set that up. The distance horizontally to the center here is going to be the 65 plus the 10 that we figured out. And then if we click on this circle, control click on the center line, we can mirror that entity over to the left side. There we go. Okay, so we've got the basic pieces that we need to extrude up. We'll start with extruding this main part 20. The 20 is coming from right here. That's going to be the main thickness, or the height, I guess, of this main rectangle. And then we've got this cylinder which goes up 175. We've got this cylinder on the other side that's going up 130. And then this one here will go all the way up 130 plus 20. And then we'll make the whole cut. Okay, so let's go back into that sketch, extrude 175 this guy. And then back to the sketch, extrude 130 this guy. Back into the sketch, extrude 130 plus 20 this guy. And then back into the sketch, and we're going to do a cut through all this little circle here. Okay, great. So that should be all the way through there and looking good. All right, so a couple more things to do. We want to make a little slot cut here. So we can do that by going into the right plane and going to slot, and we'll just go something like that. We want to make sure that the center of the of the left arc is vertical to the origin, and that the width of this slot is 10. And then if we look over here, so we got the width is 10, we've got this one lined up with the origin, and then the height will be 162.5. So from here to here, 162.5. Wow, almost nailed it perfectly. It's only moving a tiny little bit. Now this side, we can move it so it's not fully defined, but that shouldn't affect the volume after we make the cut. So we'll make the cut. We'll go in this direction and we'll go through all. So that's looking good. And there's our cutout little slot. So let's work on the ribs now. We'll work on this rib first. This is just going to be a line, and the position of that line is going to be from the origin 65 up, and it'll go from here to here. So we'll make that line in the front plane. Go from here to here horizontally, 65 up. Okay, and then probably should make a little shortcut for rib, but don't really have one set up. Okay, and then for the width of the rib, it's going to be 15. So 15. There we go. Yeah, the rib feature is really cool. I just can't get enough of it. All right, so let's look at these ribs here, 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 and here. And I'll just make one of them. So I'm going to focus on this one. Now we need a plane to draw it in, so we need to figure out exactly where we're going to be creating that plane. And what I'm going to do is make the first sketch visible, just so that we can access the center of the circle which that plane is going to go through. If you look at the center of these ribs here, so the center of this rib, let's just say, if the center is going to is lined up right with the center of this circle. So if we have access to the center of the circle, we can then draw a plane through the center of that circle and then draw this line on that plane. So that's what we're going to do. And what we can do is to quickly create a plane, we'll hit Q to activate the planes, control click and drag the right plane. And for the center reference, we're going to use, second reference, we're going to use this point right here. So it's going to be parallel to the right plane, but going through that point that's at the center of the circle. So that's kind of a cool way of just creating the plane really quickly. And enter is not working, so I'm going to hit D and the green check mark. So now we've got a plane to create our line for the rib. And by the way, so when I was working on this problem, I tried it a couple times, and one time I created the rib with the line going from here up to here, and the other time I did it with the line going from here down to here, and the volumes I got at the end were 3 cubic millimeters different. So even though the line, everything, it was exactly the same, the only difference was switching the endpoints of the line, so changing the parameterization of the line. That was enough to change the volume somehow. And I'm sure it's just something about the algorithms that SolidWorks uses to calculate the volumes. But if you're off by a few cubic millimeters for this problem, don't worry. It's probably not you. It's probably just the way that SolidWorks is calculating the volumes. Okay, so I'm going to go from here down to here, because that got me a slightly closer volume. And then the angle from that line to the other line on the other side is 38. So if we look at the angle from here to let me click on the endpoint here and down. So if you look at the angle from that line to the vertical, it should be half of 38. So 38 divided by 2, which is 19. There we go. And that fully defines that line. So now we can go into features and rib. We want this one to be 20. And it's going in the wrong direction here, so we're going to flip the material side to go into that cylinder. And the 20 here is coming from the fact that we calculated it to be 20. So this was 130 across here, 170 across here, so that's a difference of 40. So that's 20 here and 20 here. That's the width of the rib. Okay, so then, oops, click the green check mark. We've got our rib. We don't need to be looking at this plane anymore, so we'll hide that. We don't need to look at this sketch anymore, so we'll hide that. And then we can take that rib and mirror it about the right plane and the front plane. And if you've got geometry pattern set and it's not letting you mirror, you can uncheck geometry pattern and that'll let you mirror. There. Okay. So looking pretty good. We just have some fillets to do. Now, one thing that I made a mistake on when I first did this is I didn't notice this round fillet here. I just saw that it was R5 typical for all, and so I assumed the edges here and here would be filleted at 5 and 5 and they would just match perfectly. But it turned out that if you do 5 and 5, there's a little flat part on the top, and that's not really showing in the picture. And it says, use full round fillet on center rib. Honestly, I hadn't really used the full round fillet before, so we'll go into the fillet feature, and it's over here on the right, full round fillet. Saw it before but just never used it, and so the way you can use it is select like this front face here, select this face here, and then select this face here, and it's going to make that full round fillet curving around from the first face you select to the last face you select through that middle one. So there we go. Full round fillet. You don't need to pass it a radius. And it's kind of nice. It makes this line right here that's kind of like a tangency right here, going from this plane to this curved face, this face to this curved face. Okay, now for the other fillets, they're all radius 5. So we got to go back to regular fillet mode here, the normal one that we're used to. What is that called? Mouse over it real quick. Constant size fillet. Yes, that's what it's normally called. And for this, we can basically look at all the faces where every single edge of that face is filleted. So that would be this face, this face, this face here. Not this face, because the bottom right here, this edge is not filleted. So we can't really select this whole face to be filleted. And then, yeah, so, and then on the other side, similar kind of thing. So let's start selecting faces. That'll get us there a little bit faster. So this one, this one, this one, and actually we can select this one as well, which will go around and fill it even around that little curved edge that was created with the full round fillet. And then we've got this face and this face looking good. And then this one, this one, this one. I think this one is probably going to just be redundant here. And then this one and this one. Okay, now we're almost there. The only thing is these edges right here. If you look really carefully, these edges right here are filleted, but we're not quite getting that sort of fillet that is matching the picture. So we're going to need to throw in these edges here and here and here, and then there's one over here as well. Let me just go around to make sure I'm getting it right. Yeah, that one right there. Okay, and that'll get those fillets for those edges there. Okay, so looking pretty good. Let me see if there's anything else here. I think we'll just go ahead and click the green check. And it's looking like it's getting all the fillets that we need. So then we can move on to the holes. And for the holes, it says use a center rectangle and instances to skip to place the 4 wizard holes. Wizard, I don't know. Just takes me to a role-playing game or something. The 4 wizard holes. All right, so we're going to be on this kind of face here. We'll go into the hole wizard. And it's saying CSK, which would stand for countersink. So let me just go over to here. Let me zoom in a little bit too. Okay, CSK for M8 flathead machine screw times 4. So that's going to be countersink. We'll go to anti-metric. Flathead screw, which will then be renamed to flathead machine screw when we actually see the feature later. And then M8 for the size. We'll leave the fit to normal, and then end condition through all. And then for the positions, so here's where we're going to switch over to the center rectangle. Looks like it's going to be 60 from top to bottom and 85 for the length. And those dimensions are here and here. Oops, here. Okay. And if you look at it, it automatically selected this point right here, which was the center of the rectangle, of the center rectangle. But we're not going to want that point, so let's get out of the rectangle selection. We'll click on instances to skip, and we're going to click on that point right there. Just like with a linear pattern, you can skip certain instances. Same thing with the hole wizard. So that guy is now under instances to skip. And then to create the rest of them, we can go into the point tool and click on the 4 corners. So the center rectangle helps us locate those corners there, those points. Okay, so hit D, green check mark, got the holes. Let's see what we got here. So 851,362.6. Let's see. 851,365 cubic millimeters. So we're off by just a couple. You know, if we round to 6.3, we're off by a couple millimeters. Not too bad considering that even changing the line for the rib can throw you off by 3 cubic millimeters when you eventually create all the rest of the ribs as well. So I think that's definitely good, definitely within the 1% for sure of error. And so I'm going to call this a video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and keep studying.